Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. Happy 2023. This is the first video of the year. I do have a few updates, a few live updates, some updates regarding the channel as well, but I will talk about that in a little bit. Let's talk about this house. So those of you who watched The Walking Dead, you would instantly recognize this as being the Hilltop camp, which is a house or a place or a compound maybe in the TV show called The Walking Dead. And it is lovely. I love the house. I have built other things from The Walking Dead before. I've built Herschel's farm, which was my most favorite build as of lately. It was so fun to do. The house is so interesting and I think very beautiful. So I loved doing that. And this time when I built this, I was really into The Walking Dead. I am currently taking a break from it. I don't know why. Most TV shows I can binge watch very easily, but The Walking Dead I tend to have to take a few breaks, a few pauses, because sometimes it is quite a lot. I went up to season 8 where one of the characters died. If you have seen it, then you would know who died, and it really broke my little black heart. And so I had to, step away for a little bit. But I built this quite a while ago and I wanted to update you guys on a few things. So I decided, you know what, I should just put this house out and we can talk about those things. But this house, it comes unfurnished. Like I said, I took quite a lot of time doing the details of the outside and the things surrounding the house. Once it came to the inside of the house, I was not feeling inspired at all. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna keep it empty and you can do with it what you want. It has a very large mezzanine level, which is kind of fancy and it's very nice. If you ask me, I like it a lot. The house has 1, 2, 3, 4 floors. The third floor, which is the one where you have the dormers, most of that is blocked off. I initially started putting normal dormers, so with actual walls and windows, but I wanted to have exactly 7, like the actual house has 7 dormers, but because I made the house too big or too small, it wouldn't fit and it was really stressing me out. So I went for roof decorations, so I closed off that space. But if you need to expand this house, it is extremely easy because those spaces are right there. I did, in the empty spaces, put in a platform. All you have to do is press that room, press the arrow down as many times as it will go, and you can have extra rooms there. And you can have loads of space. This house also has a little cellar. It's a cellar, it's a storm cellar or something like that, that is next to the house, like the entry is next to the house. We only see that in one scene, I believe, or at least I've only seen it in one scene, which is a very crucial scene of the TV show with Daryl and Maggie. I put quite a lot of stuff in there. I put a lot of debug veggies and stuff. I don't know if those go rotten or not, but there's tons in there. Oh, and I also created little outposts, and there's also a cemetery, which is not very nice, but in the show they have it. So I put cemetery and crosses as well because Maggie, usually she puts crosses, think she is quite religious, so that is there as well. And there's a few little outposts and outhouses, and there of course are little trailers at the front. One of them, it is like a proper trailer, so it's like a bedroom. That would be Jesus's trailer, which is a character in the show and we love him, he's amazing. And then we have 2 trailers that are like medical trailers. So one of them is like an exam room or like an office for the doctor to work at, and then the other one is like the sick bay where you've got like the beds and like the IV stands and things like that. Then the other 2 trailers, one of them is a storage area. I just put, a lot of junk in there, basically. A lot of like cabinets with things on them, maybe a place where you would store things. And then the other one, I made it look like it was a little bit of a nursery. So you do have a few kid beds and bassinets, and I do believe I put a few toys in there. Obviously, if you download this, unless you want to play something very specific, you could probably just delete all these outhouses and little things and just keep the main house. The main house is very beautiful. I really like it. And yeah, oh, there's also this area which is like a chicken coop. There's tons of like tents and fires, and there's also cages to store people. But you know, you can put chickens in there as well. Yeah, basically this is it. This here is the little area I was talking to you about. So 2022 was a very hard year, but it was a year where I learned a lot and I grew a lot. Although I am already 33 years old, you never stop learning. And you know, I figured things about myself and other people, and I have a different perspective right now, which is always good. Sometimes you gotta stop and like introspect and think about your life, think about the people around you, about the circumstances, about how you perceive people, how people perceive you. Sometimes that is very, very important. And I started looking around me and I noticed quite a lot of people or situations or things that were not bringing me anything. For example, you cannot force someone to love you, or you cannot change a situation that has hurt you. You cannot bring people back. You cannot do any of those things. And sometimes you consciously know that, but you keep fighting for something that is not there. And it is really draining and is really devastating. And sometimes you just have to leave things be. And that is what I had to do. So I had quite a lot of falling outs with all kinds of different people, you know, friends or family and other people. Some, you know, not all of them in a bad note, but sometimes you just need to realize that just because someone is your family or your friend or you like this person, that does not mean that they like you back. And if someone keeps showing you that they don't love you or they don't care for you, it's time to just let that person go. So going into the new year with that energy is not very good, but sometimes you lose something, but you gain something better, and that is just life. And talking about that, like I said, I started the year in my head. I was very messed up, really, but like not like sad, but really confused and thinking too much. I am an overthinker. And I started thinking about the direction of the channel, and I am going to take a little hiatus. So I'm going to take a little break from the channel. Most of you would know, if you have been here for quite some time, or if you have watched more than one video, that I enjoy writing. It has always been my first love. My first passion has been writing. So I wrote a book in 2021, and for this past 2 years, I have been heavily procrastinating editing the book, because not only is the book quite long, it has a very intricate plot line, and it had a lot of loose threads and things that I had to make sense. So it was quite a job. So I am going to take a little break from here, and I'm going to work on that at the moment. If you have been here, I would say for more than a year or something, you would know that I love The Sims, but I always dip in and out of liking The Sims. It's not that I don't like it anymore, of course I do. But it's like the inspiration. Now I have a different inspiration, so I'm going more towards writing than I am towards building. Saying this, I might be back next week and be like, hey, I'm back. You never know. I'm not abandoning the channel. I will eventually come back because, you know, same with writing. I will stop writing and I will come back to The Sims. It is always one or the other. If you want to talk to me or do anything, my Instagram is open. It's not a private Instagram. It is linked on my channel. Otherwise, I will put my ad on the screen right now if I do remember. If I forget, you can always leave in the comments and I will reply to you. And you can DM me on there if you have any questions or anything, and tell me something you are leaving behind in 2022 so I don't feel so bad about myself. Here is a little footage of the house. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. You can of course download this from my gallery, like many other homes that I have on there. You can just find me by looking for me using hashtag SimsDesigns or hashtag SimsDesignsYT. Now it's more crucial than ever that you press that bell notification, because I might come back in 10 days, I might come back in tomorrow. You know, you never know. So do press that bell notification and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's